I don't think most of us own our phones own us because we go to it to react versus with the intention. And even though I had really good boundaries with my phone, like I don't go to my phone in the morning, none of that, like I still was going to it more than I ever should have or needed to. I'm Izzy.
I'm Maggie.
This is the Long Game Podcast where we talk all things faith, wellness, and relationships. I keep on wanting to say fitness.
Faith, relationships, and wellness.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. And today we're going to be talking about social media again because it's a good one. And we're probably going to, go off on different rabbit trails and everything. But the reason I want to talk about this is because it was just coming up a lot for me and I think some of my other friends and stuff. And just like so much going on. And you brought up that study the other day, or no, it was Austin, about like, I know you gave me one, but about just like the anxiety levels and people who are like, and the direct correlation to like their social media time versus not.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my gosh. So last Thursday, I deleted Instagram from my phone. So I no longer have Instagram on my phone. And I feel like a relief. Just not having it on my phone.
Wow.
Just not having that thing to like scroll to go to. And I was like, yeah. So I have it on my desktop. So I have it on my browser. I can go look at it there.
Oh, we were talking about that. Desktop is so different because I have it on my laptop, but I have never scrolled on my laptop. It's a very different kind of feeling when you're on social media on your desktop. Yeah.
And I'm just, And I always love being off social media.
Yeah.
That was kind of my thing. I was like, nope, no Instagram and all the things. And then obviously I want to have an online business. So you have to.
It was necessary.
And wanted a podcast and all the things. But I was just like, I need to not be on it all the time and feel like I have that thing that is like.
It's such a filler. Like it's become such a habit for me to just like pick up my phone whenever I'm like not doing something.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Even I get in the car, boom, go to, what? I park. Instagram. What?
Yeah.
All the time. And I was like, okay, this is a major red flag for myself right now. I don't want to do this. So.
And I love that you immediately noticed that you felt
like,
relieved not having it. And I think especially because like there was so much going on in the news and when there is like it really feels overwhelming. And we were talking about that. Like I really. And this is something, I don't know if you know who he is, but John Eldridge talks about this. And he talks about how we're just not meant to know the news of the world.
Yes.
Like our souls are not made for that. Our hearts are not made for that. Mentally, it's too much. Like we can't handle it. We weren't made to know every single thing going on, to see super graphic videos all the time of real life occurrences. Yeah. It's a lot for us to handle.
Yeah. It's
too much for us to handle.
It is. And that's the thing, like social media is amazing. Like you can spread awareness. I've made amazing connections. My entire business is run off of it. I'm very grateful for it. But there needs to be like really hardcore boundaries or it will absolutely own you. It will become an idol. It'll become the thing that you always go to. Just like even as you start to get more followers, being like chasing that and everything. And it's like, what exactly am I chasing here?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, and it is a way to like quantify growth and everything like that. And there's a lot of good pieces to it. But I was just thinking about moving forward in my life. How do I want to show up? How do I want to show up for my family, for the people I love? When I have kids, what kind of example do I want to set for them with my social media? Yeah. I want to have extreme boundaries.
Yep.
That's why I'm choosing at this point in my life. Ideally, indefinitely, unless there's something that comes up, it will no longer be on my phone. Yeah. Unless I need to download it for something to do something specific, but then it's off.
Yeah.
Because it's
and I was listening to a guy who's like in cybersecurity of some sort, and he makes a lot of videos about like, here's the boundaries to have with your kids in social media. Yeah. And one of the things he talks about is that you as a parent need to model the boundaries that you're setting for your kids. Yeah. If they're not allowed to scroll on their phones all the time, then you shouldn't either. If they're not allowed to like have it in the bedroom or the bathroom, like you're not allowed to either. Like you have to model that and have that open discussion. I mean, that's just so crucial right now with everything that kids are exposed to on social media. Like you need to talk about the serious things, talk about grooming, what that looks like what to be aware of, what to be careful of, come to mom and dad if this or that happens.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think also just realizing, I mean, personally, it's addictive. I get so addicted to Instagram.
Yeah.
It's a habit that you don't think about, that you just go to, and then you just get these little dopamine hits, and it's just very, very addictive.
Yeah.
And it's just not good to be addicted to anything.
No.
Especially something that's going to take me out of the present moment that already makes me not feel good.
Yeah.
You know, like it doesn't make me feel good.
No.
And even with all the content, and I really love the content that I put out there, and I really do care about the content that I put out there. And that's all that should really matter versus being like, did everyone else love the content that I put out there? Like, yes, providing value is so important to me and everything, but am I proud of the work that I put out there? Yes, then that's all that matters. Let's just continue and make it a little bit better as we go.
Yeah.
Versus like, oh, how many views did this? How many got? But it's hard. Like, and you literally work in the world. Like, you're a social media manager for a massive account. It's all tracked, all the numbers, all the data. But then you can start, especially as being the creator and the face of the brand, you can start to put your worth in that.
Right. Yeah.
And it's weird for me because in the past couple months, like, I've gained a lot more traction, a lot more followers, a lot more views. And I'm like feeling more stressed about it.
Because now you have that platform.
Yeah. And I was like, what? That sucks. Like, that's not how I'm supposed to feel.
Yeah.
But it's because I'm like chasing that validation. Like, oh, it was enough that other people liked it, like all the things. And it's not that I'm afraid of like haters or anything like that. I do not care. I really don't feel fazed by it. It's more like, yeah, am I providing the value that people want? And then you're just like, I'm attaching my worth to that, to the views.
I think it's so easy for it to become a comparison game, like so fast. Even comparing like past performance of posts that you've done to like current posts now, and not in a data-driven sense, but in a very like comparative, just like, oh man, this kind of flunked. And now like my value is attached to that, or my business's value is, when in reality, like, that's just social media.
It's just
like
social
that's
media.
just the ebbs and flows. But when we start attaching the value of the content that you're putting out to the performance, that's, I think, when it can start to become a bad thing.
Versus literally just tracking and looking at data for data purposes. Versus like the feelings and the emotions behind what's coming up. If I have that on my phone, I'm not looking at the data. Like, not really. Like, I am, because I'm looking at the likes and the views and all the things and the engagement, but not for like a data like, you need a larger sample size to get any real data anyways. So me looking at 10 to 15 posts does nothing. You know, it's over time looking at me like, these ones have done well, these ones haven't. This is the one that we got to continue to do.
Right.
Versus being like, ooh, look at that. Like, so many people just like, you know, I feel good now. Because,
such a boost,
and I've actually started using Instagram as this mood booster for me. Because I'd go to, I'm like, oh, yep, more followers, more views, more likes. And I'd be like, okay. And I was like, I just didn't feel good about that. And I don't know why I didn't feel good about it. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Because it was really like, I go to be like, oh, well, now that has that many views. And like, now I feel better about this. And it was just like,
that's like a tricky game of like, you do want to be proud of the work that you've put in and proud of the platform that you're growing.
But it wasn't about the work, because it wasn't like, ooh, I love
it was just the vanity metrics.
I like, look how many people looked at this. Look at all the engagement. Look at how many followers I have.
But that is social media, though.
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
Like,
it
that
is.
Just is.
I know. So it's like, it's hard. I don't know. But I was like, I need to at least remove this from my phone so I'm not constantly in that.
And maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just like, all right, well, I'm not going to stare at this and look at this 15 times every day.
Yeah.
Because
then let's be real. It's probably way more.
Yeah.
I think the average like pickup is for social media is closer to like 100 a day.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Surprised. It's like, my phone is probably embarrassingly high, you know? And it's just like, it's hard to know that, to discern that. And I know that, like, that's why I always, like, I really liked being off social media for the longest time.
Yeah.
And
I'm so proud of you now, though, that you've gotten to a place where you can be off social media, but like your social media is still running.
Yeah, we're
like,
still
you've created a business to where you can still put out content, and yet you don't have to have it on your phone. Like you have a team that helps you run all of that, and I think that is a huge milestone in your business. And I think if you are able to get to that point, that kind of sounds ideal, honestly.
Because I also genuinely believe that what I'm putting out there for people is going to be better too, because I'm going to be it's from me, from what I'm really thinking about, like really putting together, more thoughtful, not being like, oh, did they like so-and-so like getting bogged down in all of that, but being like, no, like what kind of content am I putting out there? How helpful is this kind of content? And I think I'm going to put out better content, have more of a gas tank to put out more, create more stuff, because I'm not like bogged down of actually being up and looking like they created this, they created that, like this is right here, all this, and then being like caught up in all that, you know?
Yeah. So, and I think if you can do it as a content creator who like runs so much of your business through social media, and you know, you gain leads and sales through social media. If you're not a content creator, if you're just on there for, you know, for the fun of it, then it should be that much easier to be able to delete it and to take a step away from it. You know, that's like, that's how I'm thinking about it. I'm like, if you're able to do it, if other people are able to do it, then, you know, I'm not a content creator. You know, I'm not putting out content every day. Like I should definitely be able to do that for my personal. Obviously I work in social media, so it's a little bit different on what that looks like. But I think that should definitely be kind of a push for everyone listening, you know, especially if you're not an actual content creator.
Yeah, start to take a break from it at least. Give yourself a little bit of a break. It's just so much on your mind and your eyes and like all the things. And I think too, just because I have all my students on there and I see them and they like are all, like they're worried about all these things and like what is like my picture has to be perfect so and so sees it and like all this. I'm just like, dude, it is a little app with just pictures and videos. And it's this big on your phone, you know, and then you go click on this little square and it dictates so much of your life. It is an app. It doesn't matter. Like it literally doesn't matter.
Zoom out a little bit.
And I think especially like for me, I think like I am realizing too that I'm still pushing forward for full throttle. Like I'm still working on content and like all these things, but I don't need to be immersed in that and let that dictate my mood and how I feel about myself or my content. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I've noticed like something I did recently is like when I felt like I was like on social media and I was intaking a lot of information, I was like, all right, I really need to go connect in nature now. Like I need to go work outside. I literally like sat on our bench in the front yard and like worked outside. I was like, I just need to be outside. I was still on my laptop, like I still had work to do, but I was like, I need to be outside. Started taking more walks outside. Like when I recognize that I am getting too deep into the rabbit hole, I'm like, all right, step back, connect with nature, like do the steps, you know?
It's just and like I try and remind my students of this too, just even in soccer, like just because you're better at someone doesn't mean you're a better person than someone. Just because you have more followers or someone has more followers than you doesn't mean they're a better person than you. Doesn't mean they're out of reach. They don't need to be put on a pedestal. I've even had people do that with me as I get like, oh, you're like a big, I was like, no, I'm another person. It's just it's like a number of whatever. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I literally had someone do that and I was like, I mean, I'm like proud of it. Something that I've worked towards. I am not of more value than you. Because I have more followers. You know? Or I have these views, like, you know, I don't know. So it's just like, just even seeing how people respond to me having success, you know? Not that it's like crazy amount of followers or anything like that, but it's just I've been like, dude, I'm literally a person. This does not.
Guys, I'm just a person.
I'm just a girl.
Literally just like you.
I'm just like
Except I'm famous.
So famous. No, but you know what I'm saying, though?
I do.
It's just,
I do.
Like,
I get
shocking, like how we put the value in it. And I'm just like, I needed to talk about it. I needed to tell people, like, guys, like, this is serious. It's not real life.
It's not. No. And once you get to know anyone, I think, who has a big following, You're so quick to recognize that. It's only when you don't actually know them.
Yes.
So all you know is their content, is that platform. That's when you start to like shape them into some sort of idol or some sort of person who has way more value than the average person. It's like, they don't. I mean, maybe, of course, you know, they might be an incredible person, like working way harder than other people to build this platform, but inherently they do not have more value, nor are they really any different than you know, like when you get to know them.
Yeah, I have some friends and like people that I know that have way more, and it's like we don't even think about that. We're just talking. It also doesn't dictate success, because I have friends who have way more followers than me who are asking me for business advice.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have no idea, and it doesn't matter. Like, don't judge everyone off of Instagram and their following, and like obviously it's something that you can really leverage and brand. So it's like the duality of like, I don't even know how to like manage that, and how to even tell someone like, yeah, it's like an amazing tool, but you have to be so careful with that at the same time, and you have to have really strict boundaries, or it's gonna suck. It's gonna eat you up.
And I think that's exactly why it was on your heart to talk about it, because it is such a nuanced thing, like how you use social media. And I think it's really helpful to hear you talk about it.
Yeah. And I don't have it figured out either. So I'm just like, I'm letting you guys learn with me while I'm learning. And I'm realizing that this is a new boundary that like, I just want to set. I think I had a couple moments too, where I was hanging out with Mitchell and my husband, and I literally like just had my phone. So I automatically swiped to Instagram for no reason, just to go there. And I was like, wow. I just lost that moment with him.
Yeah.
To like check what?
Like nothing.
Nothing.
You had nothing to
I went
check,
on there to
but
go
you wanted
react.
to find something.
Yeah, and go look and be like, see this little thing or see this new whatever. And I'm like, ugh, that was ugly. I found it very like ugly in myself. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that. Like, this is not.
Yeah.
You know,
I really like to put my phone on silent, like especially if I'm watching a movie with Matthew or something, or like hanging out with him. It's so nice to just not hear my phone buzz, especially because I have like multiple different accounts on my phone. Like it'll buzz like every couple minutes. Yeah. And it's nothing important. It's like so and so liked whatever, you know, it's nothing important, but it's just the buzz. Even that will like take me out of it. So I love the do not disturb.
Yeah. I think mine is always on, or it's always at least silent.
Yeah.
And I obviously absolutely love my phone, and I'm so grateful for my phone. It allows me to connect with my family across the country and like other people all over the place. FaceTime, like calls. It's amazing. I'm so grateful for it. Like it's literally, it is such a gift, but I think it makes people like, it harms more than it does good for the most part.
Yeah, because we're not using it the right way.
We're not using it the right way. Yeah. We're letting it use us, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I don't think most of us own our phones own us, because we go to it to react versus with the intention. And even though I had really good boundaries with my phone, like I don't go to my phone in the morning, none of that. Like, I still was going to it more than I ever should have or needed to.
Yeah.
And I'm not the kind of person who also has the like self-control to be like, nope, I only check it once a day at 5 p.m. I'm just not that person. Like, I'm there, you see, like.
I don't think most people are. Like, that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah. So I'm just like, it's out. Right. It's done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You're much more all or nothing. You're like, just get rid of it completely.
Yeah. And it's like not that big of a deal too.
Right.
But I'm like, I want people to know you don't have to have this.
Yeah.
You don't have to be married to it. And then you also don't need to, if you're a creator, you don't need to produce any less content, you know? Like,
yeah, you can do.
Like I said, I think I'm going to be able to do more and better now.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I know last night we were talking about kids and social media and stuff that's concerning with there.
Yeah.
Obviously there is a bunch of stuff going on with news and everything. And one of my clients saw that some really bad video and it was just straight from his daughter, just sent it to him. And she got that straight on her feed.
Yeah.
And then she's like, not even 14.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, you just got that on your feed.
Well, exactly. And I read a study about this. I was telling you, because they were They were researching 9/11, and they were researching the fact that people who watched it live had the same level of PTSD and trauma as the people who were there in person and saw it, like in New York, who witnessed it. And I think that speaks volumes as to what we're internalizing. Like just the fact that it's on your phone, even if it didn't even happen live, if that's a real video and you're watching something graphic, something violent, even people yelling at each other, riots, whatever it is, like we are deeply internalizing that and we don't even realize it. Like I can't even count the number of videos that I've watched like that. Like if it's a big news deal, like it's going to pop up on your feed. Anyone with social media is going to see it. And I was even like just learning about like YouTube Kids too. Like you can go down really dark rabbit holes. Like that is not a safe space for kids. And I think there's more stuff that's coming out about it. But for a while it was like, oh, if they're on YouTube Kids, it's like safe. There's restrictions, it's safe. It is not. They're bad rabbit holes to go down. YouTube's not protecting your kids. Absolutely not.
And I don't even think Instagram has like a kid setting. Do they?
It has a teen setting, I believe. Some sort of teen setting. But again, like, I mean, I don't know much about it. I would not rely on that. And I know that there's a lot of really cool apps now. Like, I don't really know the names of them, but I've heard that there are really cool apps.
Some of my students have some of
where
those.
You have like parental controls. And we were talking because this one guy that I was listening to, he was talking about whitelisting versus blacklisting. So when your kids are younger, like maybe they're getting a phone for the first time, you're whitelisting. So they have specific apps that they're allowed to use, and then everything else is like under parental controls, can't access it. Can't access it. And then when they're older, you have things blacklisted. So they have a wider range of what they can access, and then just certain things are blacklisted. Like you are not allowed to go on these sites or these apps. And I thought that that was a cool concept of like slowly opening up your child's like access to the internet and being really careful with it, really intentional. And then giving them more leeway as they get older, because eventually like that's going to be something they have to navigate 100% on their own. So let's do it slowly. Like let's do it intentionally. And I don't, you know, because the internet is still on the newer side, this is just not something that parents have known. We're like the first
like generation that's actually going to have a plan that we could do for a kid. Like no one had a plan. They just had it and it started happening. And then it was like, oh, my kids have it. We're the next generation that can have the kids and also one, set the example, and two, implement the plan for our kids. And that's the big push for me too, is I don't want to be a hypocrite and tell my kids like, you need to have these boundaries, you should do this. I'm like, no, I'm going to just start living it now. Mitchell doesn't even have social media. You know, he has nothing, you know, we don't. So it's like dad's not going to have it, and then mom doesn't have it on her phone. So it's like, if you want to have it, I think too, and I know I said this, it might sound extreme, but I don't think I'm going to, I mean, once they get older, it's going to be their choice. But really, I don't think I'm going to allow them on as a consumer. You're not allowed to. If you want to be a creator, you may join as a creator. And so then your job is to create and provide value, but not to go on there and consume endlessly. And I think it changes the, like, you know, the approach to it, because it's more of like, oh, this is my, you know, this is something that I'm doing. It's not using me. And I'm not just on there. I'm like,
it's a creative outlet.
It's an actual creative outlet. And I think, I don't know, I think I might too want to be like, and you don't get it on your phone. It's desktop. Way less fun on the desktop.
It is. I've even heard, I haven't done this, but you can like put your phone on an all black and white setting. Like there's that.
Mitch always does that. His has automatic hours. Of that.
And I like that. I haven't done
do that too.
I know that, I think Matthew's done that before, but it really takes away the dopamine hit, a lot of the dopamine that you get from scrolling. And what I've heard, because I have friends that do it, and what I've heard is that you're so much less inclined to scroll on your phone when it's all black and white.
You're like,
it's like, it's just not as engaging. And I think that's a really good strategy too, especially if you do feel like you're drawn to pick up your phone a lot. Maybe even like you deleted certain apps, but you're still like, I want to find something, just put it on all black and white.
That's really awesome. Like, this is boring. It's so funny because now I've been going through my pictures so much more because I don't have Instagram or anything to look at. So I'm like, I'm going back and looking at pictures, which is actually really fun. It's been really fun. But too, I'm like, all right, I don't need to be like looking at pictures like this much or whatever. But
sure.
I mean,
yeah. But I mean, there's
I'm not really
worse
worried
things,
about it. Yeah, I'm looking at pictures. I was
Just
like,
memories.
I went back and looked at my like wedding videos and was like, and, like Mitchell heard me watching it and like came out and like watched it with me.
That's so sweet.
So I'm not super worried about that.
Yeah.
But I do think that especially like the teens right now and just that have, been on it for the last, like even iPad time and everything for the past like 7 years.
Yeah.
I like feel for them because they're just already addicted to this high volume of like something right there that I didn't have any of that. I didn't have to deal with that as a kid.
Yeah.
And
I feel like we have the generation of iPad babies.
Yeah.
And now we're starting to learn like, oh, we really should not be doing that. We should not be giving our kids iPads. And so you have those babies and then hopefully future generations, it's like we're starting to get smarter. And I've seen parents talk about that too, being like, it's hard not to raise an iPad baby, honestly, because it'd be so easy to just hand them an iPad and then it's just like a time or two and then like a little bit more. And then pretty soon, like they won't eat without their iPad and they won't go to sleep without their iPad time, they start getting so addicted. And I really respect the parents, like especially the younger, newer parents who are like, we're doing our very best to not raise those kinds of babies because we know that's what's best for them.
Yeah.
That's what's healthiest.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean it's not hard.
Yeah, it takes so much more intentionality.
Especially when everyone around you is doing it. And that's like the whole thought process for me now with the phone, with the social media is like, I just want to implement how I want my kids to be raised now.
Yeah.
It's going to be way easier. I'm not going to change anything. It's just like, just do what we do. You're going to be happy. You're not going to feel like owned by this app. And I just, especially the girls that at this age who are so like, they can only post like the perfect picture on their Instagram and they're like it's like,
man, I can't imagine being that age
at this time.
That's so hard.
Like we were so dorky and had no idea.
No. Yeah. I think back to like the pictures that we posted and how like uncurated they were.
Yeah.
They just really weren't. If anything, they had like a black and white setting and it was like really cool. But
and only your friends saw it and like
had like 5 likes, you know, and now it's so much more curated and you feel so much more judgment,
Yeah, and it has to, and they think so much about each picture that's
and I
posted.
don't remember thinking about like the likes that I would get. Like that just wasn't even a thing. It was, like, it didn't even matter.
Yeah, your Instagram was awesome. Our friend group Instagram. I didn't have it, but I would go and look at either through yours or through Jack's, and I got to see it. And it was you only saw your friends' stuff.
Yeah,
and it was just so pictures with like 30,000 of the fun little like filters or whatever, and like the high whatever, and then it was just like post. 4 likes,
let's go. Yeah, it wasn't even about that.
Yeah, that was really cool when it used to be that way. That's why I do like Snapchat. I do feel like Snapchat's way more like.
That's true. You post on Snapchat a lot. I feel like on your story.
Yeah, I do. I don't know. What's funny? It was super weird. I was actually thinking about this today because I actually used to have a lot of views on my Snapchat story. Yeah. But then I stopped posting for a long time, and then I had none, and now I have like low again. So I was like curious to see what was happening.
Interesting.
There and everything. But it's just my family and pretty much my close friends. Yeah. So for me, it's like I'm just basically sharing my podcast with my family and stuff. Right. And a lot of my friends watch the podcast from Snapchat. That's cool. That's how they've watched it because the link is there and I just put it to YouTube and then they just go and
that's really there. Cool.
But I do post on Snapchat.
I know. I don't look at anyone's stories on Snapchat. I probably only have like 5 people. Yeah. Who like if I ever like swipe to stories, it's like 4 stories and I don't watch them. And Matthew and I actually communicate a lot on Snapchat. I know. Don't know why, but it's our thing though. But one of the reasons we do is because we do like to send pictures back and forth throughout the day, especially when he's at work. Yeah, just kind of easier than over text.
Do you and Matthew send voice memos?
No, Mitchell, and we never FaceTime. I mean, I probably count on my one hand like the amount of times we've FaceTimed in our relationship. Yeah.
Mitchell and I don't really FaceTime because he has an Android and I have an iPhone, but he literally got an app so we could FaceTime at one point. We were FaceTiming.
I remember that. Yeah. We've never been big FaceTimers, but just calls. We call a lot.
You and I don't FaceTime that much. Like,
not really.
We used to FaceTime. We call all the time.
Yeah.
Though.
I don't FaceTime with many people, honestly. I prefer call because I feel like I can still do things while I'm on a call. I FaceTime Sue Sites recently though, because that's someone that I don't talk to very often.
Yeah.
So it's nice to like catch up and like actually be like face to face, you know?
Yeah, I FaceTime all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
I've never also like, because I feel like people too are like, oh my gosh, like the FaceTime camera, like, I've never even thought about that. Like I'll hold it like right here while I'm talking to someone else. Like it's just like terrible. Yeah. I just don't even think about it.
Like, well, I mean, you're usually not like FaceTiming someone you're trying to like impress or be on any kind of
Yeah, I'm like, what's up? Like,
right. Yeah.
You know what I don't miss? I don't miss like being in high school and being like so insecure about photos that were taken.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like that was a thing. I like.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've definitely had phases of just like not liking photos.
Yeah, and being like, yeah. And I'm like, whatever. Like, it's me.
I feel like you've also gotten really used to like seeing yourself in photos a lot, which it's different.
True.
Like when you're not used to it. I know that like when you first started the podcast, like you were very aware, but you never really listened to yourself.
Yeah.
Until you do something like that, where you listen to your voicemail, you know, like you just never.
And then you're like, oh my gosh, and then you get over it, and then you don't care at all, because it doesn't. And why would you not like? Why? What is the thing that you like don't like about yourself anyways?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, why are you judging yourself? For me, I was like, why do I not accept myself for the way that I talk and look and sound?
Right.
What am I like? Yeah. You know, just like insecurity and stuff.
Do you remember that trend a while ago where it was like, it was like, I bet you did. I didn't like this photo, but I bet you didn't notice why. And then they like point out their insecurity kind of thing. That was like a big trend for a while. And then some people were mean about it. They were like, no, we noticed.
That's hilarious. Of course.
Which is, of course.
People are always
going to happen
say
on social
something.
media.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. It's just the reality of it. But I did like the basic message, like the main message of that trend, which was like the things that we're insecure about. Likely people are not noticing, you know.
Yeah.
People aren't noticing how like my chin was dipped down and like I didn't have like the right profile that I wanted or like my hair was, you know, whatever. Like the things that I noticed.
Everyone's too insecure about their own things that they're not thinking about.
No.
And for the few people who are actually noticing those things, they're so unhappy with themselves. If you're going
out of your way,
you're really unhappy because you're judging yourself so harshly, because that's just coming right back at you anyways. So they're not happy anyways.
Right.
But I do remember being really insecure. I mean, to be fair, we also had some like pretty harsh friend group stuff, like would make fun of everything.
Kind of point out.
Yeah. Oh, like really hardcore. And even in my family. So that's where it came from. But I'm happy to just like not think about that, not care about that, not try and look perfect or any.
Makes you so aware of how you talk about other people too. Not that I would like really point out other people's flaws or anything, but it makes you really aware to not like even passing jokes, any sort of comment. You know, I love the rule, like if they can't change it in 10 seconds, like don't mention it. You know, like if your hair's messy, I can fix that. You can fix that. If you have something in your teeth, you can fix that. That's a 10-second, 5-second, you know, fix. But if it's something you cannot change, like appearance wise, don't say anything.
Yeah, because all of the insecurities that I had, you know, in the past couple years and through high school and college were things that I was told as a child that I got very insecure about.
Yeah.
And it just made me so mindful of what I'm going to say to my kids, how I want to talk to my kids. Like I did grow up in a household that was very vain. It was everything. A lot of it. It was great in a lot of ways, but it was also very vain. Appearance was very, very important. Physique was very, very important.
Yeah.
It was. It was talked about. And so all these things that I was insecure about, I heard from either like friends or family as a kid. Yeah. And I always think, man, I probably, if I hadn't heard that, wasn't told that, I probably wouldn't have been insecure about that at all.
Right. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Like when I've thought back to like, or when I find something new to be insecure about, I'm like, man, I never thought about that before. And I'm like, gosh dang it. Like if I just never, if that wasn't pointed out or if I hadn't like started thinking about it, I wouldn't have ever cared. Like,
yeah, I'm trying to think. I feel like I recently found one too that I was like thinking about, and I was like, what?
Why?
What?
Yeah.
Why? The standard of appearance is so high now.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's impossible to reach. And anyone who looks like they've met it and they always look good or they always look put together, they've put an enormous amount of time and effort to looking that way. It didn't just happen. Like, I put time and effort doing my hair and makeup and my outfit for this. You know, this didn't just happen. This took a lot of effort. And anyone out there that looks that way, like, they put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah.
Even if they're, you know, looking, you know, a no makeup look or whatever, they still put so much time into their skincare, into all the things. It's just a reality. Like, we put so much time and effort.
And we've talked about that. We were like, if we didn't put in any effort, it would not be great. It would be very different.
Yeah.
There is a lot of effort that we put in. Yeah. You think about just plucking your eyebrows.
I need to pluck my eyebrows.
Regular basis. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Imagine if I had never whitened
yeah.
my teeth, plucked my eyebrows, put on an eyelash serum, make, like, imagine.
Your vitamin C serum.
My vitamin
Your rose hip oil.
Oh, my skin.
Dude, so much.
Yeah.
It's
braces. Oh, my gosh. Like.
Yeah. The other day, Matthew was trying to explain to his coworker who was over, and he was like, yeah, she has this ice rock that she puts on her face. And I was like, do you mean my ice roller? And his coworker was like, no, ice rock sounds way cooler. Like, what's that? And I was like, it's like not an ice rock. It's a little roller.
Yeah,
like, it's not a rock.
That's hilarious. Yeah, the things that we... Yeah.
He has no idea.
They have no idea.
No.
And honestly, like, I do, in a lot of senses, like, I do wish it was different and we lived in a society where, like, that didn't matter, but it's how we're all driven and, like, you know, appearance does matter.
Yeah.
And looking the part and all those things.
Yeah.
And it is an important skill, I think, actually, to know how to put yourself together.
How to present yourself.
Yes, it is. But not in a way that's done out of insecurity, but versus being like, no, I feel great. I'm excited. I got to put this outfit on. I got to do my makeup. I'm not trying to look perfect. I'm trying to present myself in the best way I can.
Yeah.
And be me.
Yep.
Versus trying to be like perfect and everything. And like, that's something I've struggled with my whole life. Just being like, I want to look perfect. What?
What does that even mean?
What does that even mean?
Yeah.
Like, what? I was fearfully and wonderfully made.
Right.
And I still chase this, like, idea of, I don't know what I'm even, like, I don't even have a thing.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But like, I think that really does go back to social media. Like, you know, you see these perfect images of people who are airbrushed and filtered and perfect lighting. And then that comparison starts, like, so fast, so easy. I notice that from time to time where I start becoming unhappy with how I look. And it's usually correlated with, like, what I've just seen on social media, who I was just looking at.
Yeah.
And I'm like, immediately, like, I need to get that out of my head.
Yeah.
And really rebuke that too. Like, I was just telling you, I was like, I started comparing something the other day and I was like, that's silly. That's genuinely dumb.
That's so dumb. Yeah. It's literally the devil trying to be like, ooh.
Yeah. I'm like, no, that I'm not comparing that. I'm not attaching any of my value to some comparison on social media.
I'm curious to see how I shift in the next couple of months, just not having Instagram on my phone or anything. And like, there's nothing for me to scroll on. I don't have anything else. So I'm curious to see how I feel.
Notice.
Yeah. And how, like, things that, you know, you shouldn't, it's just like chasing, just even like in the gym, like trying to look away certain ways because like you saw something else that made you feel insecure about how you look. So it's like, now I got to do this more or whatever. Instead of just being like, no, I just want to be stronger. I just want to do this for myself.
I want to be healthy.
Yeah. Versus like, I want to look like the most ripped. I don't know. It's just like. Yeah. I think it's.
Yeah. Versus being like, I'm so grateful I get to move my body. Like, I've started saying that way more because, again, the comparison game is really slippery. And I know I'm really susceptible to it. So instead just being like, I'm so grateful I'm able to move my body. I'm so grateful I have legs that, like, allow me to walk and run. And, like, lift weights, you know, and that really changes your mindset. But I'm really happy for you that you've gotten rid of Instagram for the most part, and you're just able to be kind of free of that, because I know that that's something that you've been so aware of.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I hope that inspires some other people to like set that boundary. And like I said, it doesn't mean that you have to produce less content or the value has to go down, but just have the boundary. It doesn't need to be on your phone. It doesn't need to be on your phone all the time, you know? And you can have it on a desktop and still run it. Like, it's all good. So yeah, we'll check in a couple months and see if
see what's changed.
Yeah, like how much better I'm doing.